Hey guys, today I'm going to recreate the Apple App Store icon using Tailwind CSS. Alright, so to start us off, I just need to load in the Tailwind CSS external style sheet. And so I'm just going to go down into CodePen and then look for the resources. So I'm going to type in Tailwind, add in, save and close. Now I'm just going to move all this away because I don't need to write separate CSS anymore. I can just write it using Emmet. And so I'm going to, instead of write divs, I'm just going to start by typing in the classes that Tailwind provides me using its utility class framework. All right, so to start off, I want to center all of my content throughout the entire screen height. So I need to first input the screen height explicitly. So I'm going to state the utility class that does that, which is min height screen. So I'm going to do .min height screen. And now I want to center everything onto my screen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do flex, and then I'm going to do item center. And this is going to put everything vertical. And then I'm going to justify center. Sorry, I'm terrible typing. And there we go. And I could just keep on writing divs, but I want to show the process. And so to do that, I'm going to break it up instead of using divs, which I could just, put inside each other using stuff like that. All right, so now I actually want to create the icon shape and the background color. So I'm just going to do rounded 3XL, and then I'm going to do width 40, height 40. I'm going to do shadow 2XL, and I would use 3XL, but they don't actually have a 3XL option. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a background gradient. And it's a little bit tougher to type when you're actually talking. It seems to sort of interrupt the mental process. So I'm going to do background gradient to the bottom. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do from blue 400 to blue 500. And now we can see the icon shape in front of us. And now what I want to do is I want to create the overlapping sticks or lines that are rounded at the tips. And so for this, what I want to do is I want to stack them on top of each other. And so the way to stack elements is you need to make them absolute, which means you need to do something first, which is you need to add relative to the parent that you want to actually center things within. And so I'm going to do relative, then I'm going to do absolute, and then I'm going to do a width of 24, height of 3, rounded, full, and then I want background white, and I want shadow. And is there anything else I want? I think that's it. So I just need to now multiply that out. So there we go. Okay, so we can see everything is stacked on top of each other, but they're now all at the top. And so we don't want that, we want everything centered. And so what we need to do is we need to do flex on the parent, and then item center again, and then justify center again. Okay, so now everything is centered, and what we need to do is we need to add some transformation options because we're gonna need to move these sticks around in order to rotate them at the right angles and to move them up and down so they fit into the shape. So I'm gonna just highlight over my shadow, which is the next door class that I want to actually use for positioning, and I'm just going to do Command D twice, and now I have multi-cursor over the utility class, and now I'm just going to add in a transform. And what I want to do is I want to first figure out the rotation, and so when you want to add specificity within Tailwind and you want to go beyond Tailwind's options, what I find is the easiest way to do it is just searching for that utility class that you're adjusting within Tailwind CSS's documentation, which is excellent. And so I've already done that. And so what I'm on is the rotation page where it describes the class and the underlying property. And so I'm just gonna grab the property, which is a very non-standard name. And I'm just gonna go back into my pen and I'm gonna create a new style. Actually, I don't wanna do it on this one. I wanna do it on these two. And so just like before, I'm just gonna grab here and I'm gonna type in style. And then now I'm gonna do a paste. And it's gonna allow me to rotate things. Okay, so now I'm just gonna adjust the numbers as I want. So I'm gonna do Command D to select over again. And now I'll make that 60 degrees, which is the angle I wanna rotate things. And I simply just wanna change one of these to the other direction. Okay, now I see an asterisk, which means we're getting close. Now we just wanna move this top one to the right, and we wanna move the bottom one to the left. Okay, so the top one is the third one. And so what that means is we wanna do translate X4. Yep, and that worked. Now I'm just gonna copy this, and I'm gonna go up here, and I'm just gonna reverse the direction. Cool. And lastly, we just wanna move this middle stick down to make it look like an A. And so I'm just gonna go over here, I'm gonna do translate Y3. Great, and we're done. Thanks for watching.